Hey everybody, welcome to the morning market update. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the indexes right now. I'm going to start off with the NASDAQ here because NASDAQ is up the most, up 0.78 of 1% up to 319.70. NASDAQ seems to be leading in a market that's really ugly right now. So I just wanted to point that out. That looks like NASDAQ is going to have a nice significant open higher. Let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is up about a third of a percent up to 390.78. It's about 3% off of its 52-week high, even though the market feels like it's really hurting right now. The S&P 500 is actually pretty good shape. Anytime you have an index that's within 5% of the 52-week high, it's actually in pretty good shape. But in not so great shape is the Russell 2000, which was down over 3.5% yesterday. It is up 0.72, up to 218.62 on the iShares Russell's ETF. It's kind of pretty far off. It's almost 10% off of its high, so it's almost in correction territory. So you may just want to stay away from the small caps right now, because if the Russell 2000 goes into correction territory, those small cap stocks could continue to move back down a little more. Go ahead and take a look at stocks. Gold right now. Gold is up a little bit, almost half of 1%. Gold has not been performing the way it should in a market that's been kind of chaotic. However, I do think in the long term, gold is going to do well. So definitely keep your eye on it. Also keep your eye on oil. Oil was down big yesterday, over 5.5%. However, it's now up over 3%. I think oil is going to continue to do well. You go ahead and take a look at how oil has performed since really November of this year. It's moved up from it's had like a 70% move. It has fallen off somewhat, but I still think there's some room for oil to run. It's halfway through its seasonally strong season. The seasonal strong season on oil is February, March, April, and May. So I still think there's a chance for oil to retest its high and continue to move higher. So I think that's a pretty good sign. Overnight, Bitcoin also did rebound. It had a pretty scary move downward where it fell down below 55,000, which was kind of a very important level for it. It's now at 56,429. You see here it's had a nice surge over the past hour. I do think that Bitcoin's going to do really well towards the end of the year. My target is $100,000 for Bitcoin at the end of the year. I've seen targets as high as like 288,000. But I think it's going to do well. I think March historically is the weakest time of the year for Bitcoin. So once we get out of March, I think we're going to see some significant movement up in Bitcoin. Also, just worth noting, Elon Musk said that Tesla is going to increase its Bitcoin holdings, and it is also not going to convert any payments that it receives in Bitcoins for its vehicles. So that's also a nice positive for Bitcoin at the moment. But overall, it looks like we'll have a nice recovery today. Hopefully, if the indexes hold, but it looks like the leader is probably going to be in the tech sector. So if you're going to look for something to buy, maybe you do some dip buying in tech. Obviously, looks like Tesla may end up doing pretty okay today. It looks like it's regained its losses from yesterday, excuse me, in the pre-market. So overall, I think tech's going to do well. Go ahead and check out my stock of the day. I think it's going to be a pretty interesting play, and also check out the stock comparison. Sorry for the late update. I was just doing some other stuff. I totally forgot it was 5:30 was creeping up. Time kind of moves fast in the morning, but I'm going to have this one up hopefully by around 6 a.m. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. I do multiple daily updates on stocks, stock trading strategies, and market updates. Thanks a lot.